Get ready for your dose of digital marketing strategy and tactics that will help you find the success you are seeking. You are listening to the Digital Marketing Podcast with your instructor Mandar Marathe.
Hello and welcome to the Digital Marketing Podcast. I am your host Mandar Marathe. In this episode, we are going to talk about moment marketing. So, digital marketing has been evolving a lot, and moment marketing has come to the forefront lately. What is moment marketing? Well, moment marketing is actually embracing the current moment and building your campaigns around current situations and events that are occurring around you. You are more likely to get attention of your customers if you are engaging them in conversations that deal with current events. You're more likely to get much more impressions, reach, or engagement if you butt into conversations about current events and current moments. Now, there are some examples of brands that have been doing moment marketing well. What comes to my mind is Amul, which is a dairy brand in India, and they have always been, I would say, the pioneers of moment marketing in India. Dakuna Communications, which is the advertising agency that handles the creative duties for Amul, have been the pioneers of moment marketing. The Amul girl always speaks to the country, whether it's on political or non political issues. Her communication or her one liners have always been contextual to the events that are happening around us. Earlier, they used to use ATL or above the line mediums for communication, such as billboards and print. But today, with digital marketing, they are able to communicate the same concept and idea across social media channels. There are other international examples also. Some that come to my mind is Oreo's Dunk in the Dark tweet, and this was a tweet that Oreo did during the 2013 Super Bowl that was held at New Orleans, and there was a 34-minute power outage back then. Oreo did a tweet saying that you can also dunk in the dark, and till this date, it has received more than 14,000 retweets and more than 6,500 likes. Right, so that is getting out your content based on a specific topic or a moment in time. Other Indian brands that have done well recently. So there was Fevicol who did it with Game of Thrones in the season finale, where I think one of the characters she said that I want those elephants, and to which Fevicol did a Instagram post saying that sorry, Your Grace, the elephants belong to House Fevicol, since the elephants are part of Fevicol's logo. So that's how they jumped into the Game of Thrones trend or pop culture. Another brand was Manforce condoms, and they did a topical tweet as well as a post on Instagram targeting Arnab Goswami, who's a news editor and an anchor, and mistakenly, instead of taking Sunny Deol's name, he took Sunny Leone's name. And the tweet, I think, was that we all know that she is on your mind, right? Like everyone else's. So I think that got a lot of traction and attention. How can you as a brand get involved with moment marketing? What are the different steps that you should follow to latch on to this trend of moment marketing? Number one, I would say, is you should have a team, or you should have someone on your team who is keenly following trends, right? So you are following trends on Twitter, you are following trends on Instagram, Maybe you are connected across multiple Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups. Wherever you are getting industry communication, maybe it's a news website, you need to set up alerts, or you need to daily get an online and monitor these trends and see whether there is some trend that is generating a lot of traction. And there are a couple of brands in India that do this well. I would say Netflix is one, Zomato is the other that comes to my mind, where they are very responsive or very rapid when it comes to creating content related to a particular trend, right? So one is you need to identify trends, and there are multiple tools out there. You could use Hootsuite, or you could just use the basic Twitter trends and see what's trending. So there are multiple tools that you can use to identify trends. Next, once you identify a trend, you should be able to create content quickly, right? So you should have a graphic designer or a visualizer or an illustrator on your team, along with a copywriter that is keyed into social media, someone who's, I would say, a millennial who uses social media a lot and knows what's trending, what's happening. So you can work with a copywriter and a graphic designer or an illustrator to convert your ideas or thought into a social media post, and try to weave in your brand appropriately, right? So if a trend or if a moment is not relevant to your brand, or if you feel that you cannot jump onto that trend, just don't do it. But if you feel that your brand is relevant or the trend is contextual to your brand, then most certainly you need to jump into that trend and create that communication. Third, I would say, is you need to put your money where your mouth is, right? So if you are on social media, and you would realize that most of these social media platforms are pay to play platforms, which means you will not get high organic reach, whether it's Instagram or whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter. You will have to pay to promote the content that you're creating. So if you have created a brilliant piece of content and you're not investing enough to make sure that you're promoting the content that you have created, then it's not going to reach your audience. So you need that initial push to basically make sure that your contextual or moment marketing based content is put out there, and see whether it gains traction.
This episode of the Digital Marketing Podcast has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more digital marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you have always dreamed of. And don't forget to review and rate so that I can provide the best content possible. Be sure to tune in to the next episode on the Digital Marketing Podcast.